Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a checklist in Word using ChatGPT for all your information, and then I'm going to show you how to insert some graphics, images and text to add some interest to your checklist. So let's get started. So for your checklist you're going to need some content. So the easiest way to do that is to jump onto ChatGPT. Now all I've done is inserted assignment checklist at the bottom here where it says send a message, and just click this icon here, and then it will generate this wonderful list or checklist. Now in order to get that into our Word document, you simply need to select it all, click and drag right to the top. We can cut out this if we want to, or you can keep it in, it's up to you. And then simply press Command or Control C. Go back to your Word document, go to Home, go to Paste, click on the drop down and select Keep Text Only. If you don't do that, you're going to get a lot of the formatting that they used in the ChatGPT app. So you'll get boxes around them, you won't be able to move them around. So if you just paste the text, then we can work with that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my headings, go up to bold, and just make them bold. And you can see this one here is next to this paragraph here. So I'm going to go to the end of this paragraph or list, just press my return key, and then once again turn it bold. But I'm going to use the shortcut Command or Control B, and again do the same with the next one. Select it, Command or Control B, and I'm going to go down and do that for all of those headings. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm going to go to the top here, place my cursor next to this first heading. I'm going to press the return key a few times, just so we've got some additional space at the top here to put in some graphics. Then I'm going to select all of my text. Then I'm going to go to Insert, go to Table, click on the drop down and go down to Convert Text to Table. Once you've done that, I'm going to click on Tabs. Then I'm going to select two columns because I want a column to insert my checkboxes, and then click OK. Then I'm just going to go to this central line here, click on it, let's select the table again, go to this top left box here, click on this central line and pull it all the way over to the right where we will create those checkboxes. Then once it's selected, go to Table Design, go to Borders, click on the drop down and select No Borders. And then if you can't see your borders, go down to View Grid Lines. These are just guidelines. If you were to print this out, these guidelines wouldn't print. Then just select all of that column, go over to here and just keep going down to the bottom. Then go to Borders and select All Borders. So if we were to switch off our guidelines, let's just go back to Borders, switch off those grid lines. You can see now we've just got these checklist boxes. Now you can keep the other lines in if you want to, but this will just create a more aesthetically pleasing checklist. You can cross these off, you can put a tick box in the end, and I'll show you how to put a tick box in at the end if you want to do this digitally. There's certain sections we don't need, the checkboxes. So these two boxes at the top we don't need because our list starts here. So we go up to Borders and select No Borders. I'm aware of what's happened here, but I'll come back to that. And then here there's three we don't need. Now because I've selected No Borders, it's already on the icon, so just click. You don't have to click on the drop down again. I'm going to do that with that and go ahead and do that for the rest of the table. Okay, so where we've got these lines missing, you simply need to click on the cell with a missing line, go to Borders and select All Borders. To make this easier, I normally select a block, press All Borders, select this block, select All Borders, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now we've got all those checkboxes in, we can split this table. I'm going to select it all and put on the grid lines again. So I'm going to split this table in two so that I can move this down the page. If I leave it here, every time I move the table down, this table will just start at the top here. And if we want to get some graphics in at the top, we need to split the table. So I'm just going to select this row at the bottom, go to Layout and select Split Table. And now we can see that that table's been split. We go to the bottom here, press the return key, and then we can keep nudging that table down. And I'm just going to get the heading here to line up with this heading here. If you want to take out this top row, just select it, right click and go down to delete cells, shift cells left, click OK. There we go, and then we'll just nudge that down once. Now you can see this one's on 2 lines, so I can take out some of this if I want to. I can readjust the wording just to make it a little bit more succinct. So I'm just going to take out this line here. You can just change the wording if you want to. There we go, and we've got another one down here. And I'm just going to take out those first 3 words. There we go, perfect. So once we've done that, you can see my table's just nudged up a bit, so there we go. So I'm going to take the guidelines off these 2 tables, go to table design, take out the grid lines, and then you can see how our table lies. Now, if you're happy with that, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to teach you to put in a few graphics and also some page numbers. So for page numbers, we can go right down to the bottom and simply double click. Open headers and footers up here, go to page numbers, click on page number. I'm going to insert mine to the center and click OK. There's our page numbers. Then I'm going to click anywhere in the middle of my document, double click, and we'll come out of the headers and footers. Now, to put graphics in at the top here, you can simply put them in and copy and paste them to this second page, or you can put them in the headers and footers on one page and it would automatically copy to the other. Now, some people don't like doing that because it grays out the graphics visually just to look at it on the screen. But if you were to print it out or save it as a PDF, the colors would be absolutely fine. So it really is up to you. So if you want to put it in the headers and footers, just double click at the top or the bottom so that you're actually in the headers and footers. And then you can go ahead, follow the steps I'm about to do in exactly the same way. The only difference is you are in the headers and footers. So I'm going to double click back into the main document. I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to go to Text Box, click on the drop down and select Draw Text Box. And in here, we're just going to click out a text box. Then I'm just going to put in my title, then select it all, go to the Home tab, and then I'm going to put this at 32, press Enter. I'm going to reduce the size of this box and then move it over to the side here. Then you can see I've got that black border, but I've also got a white background. I want to get rid of both of those, so select it, go to Shape Format, go to this icon here, No Outline, and Shape Fill, No Fill. And when I drag it across the text, you can see there's no background fill color and there's no outline. So I'm going to copy and paste this, select it, hold down my Alt or Option key, click and drag another one. And then I'm going to go to Insert, go to Pictures. I'm going to use stock images from Word. And then in here, I'm just going to type in books. I'm going to select this image here and click Insert. Once it's inserted, select it, go to Wrap Text and select Behind Text. And then we can increase the size of it. So the next thing we need to do is to crop it. So select it, go to crop, click on the drop down and select crop. And then with these black markers, I'm just going to reduce the size of this because we only want it at the top for a heading. You can have it up to here, you can have it down here. It really is up to you. Once you're happy, just press Enter. And I'm just going to give this a more cohesive color. So select it, go to Picture Format, go to Color, and I'm going to select this blue one here, and then Transparency, click on the drop down, and then I'm going to select this one here. Then I'm going to copy and paste it, select it, hold down the Alt or Option key. Oh, that's the assignment, let's go back. Select the picture, Alt or Option key, click and drag, put it across here. The other thing I'm going to do is just stretch out this image like this, because I want more space over to the left here. So I'm just going to pull that over. There we go, that's about right. And then I'll do that to the same in a second because I'm going to show you a copy and pasting technique. So I've done that now. I'm going to go to Insert, Shapes, click on the drop down, and I'm going to select this rounded edge rectangle, click and drag. I'm just going to move it up to here. Again, go to Shape Format. I'm going to switch off the outline, and on the shape fill, I'm just going to select this blue color here. And then I'm going to send backwards. So go along to send backwards. Just keep clicking and it will go behind the text. and then deselect. Check you're happy with all the alignment. I'm going to move this text over so that it's in exactly the same place as our text on our main page. Deselect. And then with this rectangle, this shape, I'm going to copy and paste another one. So select it. Again, holding down the Alt or Option key and drag over to here. And then with this text here, again, click and drag, holding down the Alt or Option key. And then I'm going to change this to number 1. Now this is an alternative to page numbers. So if you didn't want the page number at the bottom, you can change the font here, just make it slightly bigger. And you can have a page number at the top. Because this is a checklist, then, and the pages are exactly the same, you might want something to differentiate page 1 and page 2. So I'm just going to put page 1. I know we're on page 2, but just bear with me. So once everything's aligned, we're going to align these 2 rectangles. So select this rectangle, hold down your Command or Control key. Make sure you've selected the one behind, not the text. Then go to Shape Format, Align to Middle. And that would just make sure they're perfectly lined up. Once you're happy, deselect it. Make sure everything's where you want it. And then select the number, hold down the Command or Control key, select the shape, the background, the text here, and the shape. Go to Group and select Group. Now this is all one group. We can get rid of all of this over here, and we can simply select the group, hold down the Alt or Option key, click and drag, and that's moved it now to the other side. And then you can align it as we did over here. Then go into here and change this number to 2. And there you have those graphics. Now you can see that the background shape has changed. So select it, go to Picture Format, go to Group, select Ungroup. Okay, select the image, go to Send Backwards, click on the drop down and select Send to Back. And it's because this image is on top of that shape, but it's also slightly transparent, which is why you can see the shape through it. You have to do the same with this side. If you don't like these numbers where they are, you can simply click on them and drag them down to the bottom and put them down the bottom here. It's up to you. But again, with all of this, you can choose different colors, different fonts, different images. It's completely up to you. So I'm finding now that there's a bit too much space at the bottom here. So I'm just going to put my cursor at the top. I'm just going to nudge this table down. You see it's nudged everything over here, but I'll quickly correct that by moving it up. Oops, perfect. If you want it digitally, you're going to have to go up to the Developer tab. If you can't see the Developer tab, go to Word, Preferences, Ribbon and Toolbar, and go down to the bottom here on this list and make sure Developer's ticked. Go to Developer and go to Checkbox. So insert your cursor into your first box and then just select Checkbox, and you'll see there's a checkbox in that first box. Then all you need to do is copy it, Command or Control C, by selecting it. Move your cursor down, Command or Control V. Use the arrow key to go down, Command or Control V, down, Command or Control V. Keep going down and do the same. Or you can highlight everything, press Command or Control V, and it will simply copy everything across. Now you can see there's some grey shading. If you don't like the grey shading, click on shading and take it off. And the only way you can check these is to protect the form, and then when you double click on them, Word will put a cross inside that box for you so that it knows you've carried out that task. If you want to take the cross off, double click again and it will take that cross off. So that's the digital way of doing it. But again, completely up to you. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to copy this box, Command or Control C. I'm going to finish off copying them across, but before I do, I've got to unprotect the form because otherwise I won't be able to do any editing at all, and simply going to paste all these in. Perfect. So once you're finished, you can go ahead and save this. You can save it as a PDF file, a document, or a template. Then you can use it digitally, or you can simply print it out. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.